Welcome to This Week in the Division 2, your only source for all the news, posts, build guides and more. Let's be honest with each other. There are a shit ton of Division 2 YouTube videos released every week, far too many to keep up with them all. So don't, because I'm going to do it for you. In this video I'm going to run through every Division 2 video released this week. In the description below I will leave a link to every video I watch so that it's easy for you to go straight to the ones that interest you. And to make this video as easy as possible to use, here are the timestamps for each section. You can also use the chapters below to jump straight to them. Now, I didn't watch every live stream or Let's Play video, but technically, there are too fucking many of them. But look out for the names of them all at the end of the video. The big news this week was the Easter event. Yes, an Apparel event that involves destroying 700 weak points is the big news. Its lack of real content didn't stop creators going for it, with more than 30 videos on it, including more than I thought possible on the optimal way to destroy weak points. The friend referral program is still in place and getting a bit of a boost in terms of the rewards it offers. At the same time, Massive put out a reminder about the seasonal modifiers, which are aimed at making the game more approachable for new players. All of this is good to see in the run-up for the Battle of Brooklyn DLC, which will hopefully hook new players for a while. Now, the speculation over the last few weeks was that the survival game mode might be coming back with the DLC. And Julian Geraghty, the executive producer of the Division franchise, stoked the fires a little more by reposting this image. Before you all book time off work for a 24-hour survival session, this was his response to my repost. So no confirmation just yet. I think he's saying that there is a chance. Something else that might be coming back with the Brooklyn DLC is the Lexington assault rifle. As Nothing But Skills pointed out, the trailer features that weapon, so if you missed it the first time, you might be in luck in June. In other news this week, it looks like the Division Resurgence is coming out of hibernation. Saladin Gaming, a Brazilian content creator, spotted that Ubisoft are recruiting for 11 roles on the game. Now, a little while ago I speculated that the game was going to be coming to the Switch too, based on a podcast from Nate the Hate, a well-known and reputable Nintendo leaker. He confirmed that a Division title was in the works for that platform, and what better for a handheld like the Switch 2 than a game made for phones. While Massive was selling us the tactical version of the Easter Rabbit outfit for an eye-watering $20, the Chinese version of the game came up with a perfect outfit for all Americans. Look at this piece of beauty. I can just see this one in the dark zone. Come on Massive, the tactical burger outfit is a must. Virtual ZZ has been covering the Chinese version of the game, so if you want to see more about it, check out his channel. This week he also reported on the new Catalyst pistol, which looks fucking awesome, and it just melts enemies. The power creep in the Chinese game is insane, but fuck me, it looks a lot of fun. Virtual ZZ also highlighted something I've seen popping up all over the place: turning yourself into a toy Division agent. Now if that floats your boat, then his video shows you how. Conflict PvP has for a long time been a level playing field due to expertise and SHD levels being turned off, so it was something of a surprise when KVD pointed out that the keener watch stat buffs are now back. Given that the recent swap of assisting kills in Conflict has turned out to be a bug, possibly the same is true here. Tune in next week to find out. The Easter event did actually drop one piece of gear this morning as I was writing this script, and named SVD the Handbasket. No perfect talent, but some very different stats from the norm. Identity decided to cheer us all up with his video on why the Division franchise won't survive the proposed Ubisoft structure. At this stage, the Tencent deal hasn't even been finalised, and we really don't know what the future holds for the franchises outside of the three in the new subsidiary. But what we do know is that Ubisoft will have received a big investment from Tencent, with which it can pay down nearly half of its outstanding debt and secure its financial status for the foreseeable future. And that has to be a better position than prior to the investment. The latest title update dropped this week, which included the Easter event and friend referral program changes. Now, the reading of the patch notes is one of my favourite bedtime videos, but I have a bit of a dilemma. Which voice do you think will help me get to sleep fastest? Put your vote in the comments below.
Firstly, they've actually updated the reward pool for the friend referral program.
Update, it says that the friend referral program has been updated.
Amigos referidos. Esto es lo que acaban de meter nuevo para la temática de amigos referidos.
People that get invited will get a level 30 boost in addition to their current rewards.
Before we get into all the videos, a quick aside. YouTube's algorithm is fucking weird. Run the same search twice and you'll get different answers, and I found some videos just didn't appear. The same goes with this video. If you don't subscribe, you might never see any episode of it ever again. Outside of the normal vendor resets, weekly scout mission solutions, which you can get from the normal sources on screen right now, and the many Easter egg completion guides, there are only 2 other topics covered this week. Both KVD and Died Again Gaming released guides related to new characters and the leveling up process, and Turmoil was back on the agenda, with Dispatch releasing a very comprehensive guide on this named item. Of particular interest is his detailed run through of the double dipping that you can get from certain talents or attributes. My view on Turmoil, which is echoed by Jad of all trades in his video, is that it is a good piece for challenging and easier content, but for heroic and above, Turmoil is actually making your builds worse. Speaking of builds, more build guides are published than any other video type, but which build is good and which is not? What I will try to do each week is give you some insight into how the builds will play, their key features, whether they are old familiar builds doing the rounds again, or something brand new that might be worth trying. Let's start with some old favourites. I say this every week, Striker's Heartbreaker and Hunter's Fury are great gear sets, and pretty much any build with them will be good. This week KVD revealed the build he's used to top the speedrun tables. Now the speedruns KVD shows in the video are on challenging difficulty, which is why the Turmoil build he's using works so well. He is using some double dipping on the build, so check it out if speedrunning easier content is your thing. Speaking of Turmoil builds, the number of these builds has dropped this week after the initial excitement last week. Personally, I think we will see some interesting uses of the double dipping appearing in builds going forward, but for now the results against harder content is just underwhelming. Jad of all trades completed his series of videos on the Chameleon Exodus combination this week. The Chameleon's buffs last for 45 seconds when activated. However, this is reset when you leave combat. And one of the features of the Exodus gloves are that when they are triggered, it takes you out of combat for a few seconds. So this gives you a great way to keep the Chameleon buffs up all the time, significantly increasing the damage output of a weapon that is already one of the best in slots this season. Last week there was a deluge of one-shot sniper builds which took advantage of Headhunter's cap being applied separately to both enemies damaged when using Turmoil. As long as Determined allows you to chain headshots on any part of the body, and Headhunter stacks damage up to one-shot levels, expect to see some one-shot builds appearing every single week. If you slap these 2 talents on pretty much any build that stacks headshot damage, it will work. Not necessarily optimal, but they will definitely deliver those huge one-shots you are looking for. The ongoing Directive gear set received a great buff back in Title Update 22, when the chest piece talent was changed to 50% amplified damage. Add on to this the buff to the Sadist talent from 20% to 30%, 35% with the perfect version, and you have a really good gear set. No, what the fuck is that build this week? But I wanted to highlight a few builds. Gear set builds are the old favourites. They are typically the most powerful, particularly for weapon damage builds. But let's be honest, they are also very overdone and, well, boring. So I love to see players creating builds using brand sets, trying to be a little different, unique in a game where at this stage, pretty much everything has been done to death. And on a similar topic, it was great to see Tuxedo Bandido showcasing some of his community's builds. He also highlighted some great sources for builds that you might want to check out. See you the same time next week.